Hi Verse, it's me the Angel Man here today to give you guys another video. So welcome back Verse. It's been a minute since I've done a reaction video. This is during the time of Comic-Con. Comic-Con is going on, and obviously for what we know when it comes down to Comic-Con, it hasn't happened in a minute because of COVID. And not that it's back, there's a lot of releases coming out when it comes to Comic-Con, whether it's just regular shows, whether it's just regular projects in general. And obviously the biggest thing for Comic-Con are superhero movies. They released some stuff for DC. They released a lot, I mean a lot for Marvel. Oh shit, it's a little overwhelming too. I'm just like, God, they're releasing things left and right. I was looking at the posters and I was like, whoa, like, that's a lot. They pretty much released phase 5 and 6, and immediately I'm gonna be honest here, I already know that when watching this video, if you follow my channel and you know how I am towards the genre of superhero movies, right, I have something that I'm going to talk about afterwards because I want to get straight into the reaction video. I'm here today real quickly to talk about She-Hulk. They released another trailer. I'm not looking too forward to She-Hulk because the trailer, putting just woke and feminism stuff, you know, that subject just out of the way, just the trailer in general for what it was bad. I'm not gonna lie about that. It was bad. You watch it and you were not intrigued. If anything, it was just kind of She-Hulk just living the lifestyle of a woman as a green Hulk. That's all they showed. I didn't see anything that was investing about that trailer at all. I tried talking to my friends about it and they got incredibly sensitive about it too. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like, I would ask them a question because they're Marvel fans, so I wanted to ask, like, from your guys' perspective, because easily you know how I feel, so I want to be fair. From your guys' perspective, did that trailer really look good? And they were just like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's what it is. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm not lying, by the way. I have a friend who does that every time. He's all he's all full of energy and I ask him something about Marvel and then he just shuts down. He just, yes. I'm not gonna lie, that's so over exaggerating in my opinion, but I can't help it. I hear my friend do that and I'm just like, they're just Marvel movies. Calm down, it's not that serious. You act like we're talking about Shakespeare. Relax, okay? I mean, there's gonna be a lot of good ones, I'm sure, but there's gonna be some bad apples too, you know what I mean? I think there's nothing wrong with calling out the bad apples, and this was one of them. When you watch that trailer in general, it wasn't that investing. You know, it was very cringe. It wasn't exciting at all. Definitely the jokes are terrible. I did not like the jokes. Even the way how She-Hulk was acting, I was kind of like, I don't think she would act like that. I know a little bit about She-Hulk. I used to see some of the cartoons that she was involved in, and I read some Marvel comics when I was young. You know, this was before I was an official fan of DC or Marvel. Like, it didn't really matter at the time. It was superheroes to me when I was young. And seeing how She-Hulk was here, I was like, this actress doesn't really give me the vibe of She-Hulk. I didn't buy it. And then besides that, obviously the biggest criticism that She-Hulk has gotten from a lot of fans of Marvel was the CGI. It did not look good at all. People were like, what the fuck, what happened? The CGI for Marvel is now starting to go downhill. Like, why is it going down? So there were lots of issues with the trailer. And now here they're releasing the official trailer. Now for those of you that don't know, before I get to the trailer, I have a rule. I only would react to the teaser and the first trailer. Second trailer and third trailer I never react to because they release too much information. It's too spoilery nowadays. They put in so much out there just to get you guys to come and see the movies when you're just like, if it has Marvel on it, you're gonna watch it. Like, I don't think you need to do all that, right? It's too spoilery now, you know, because the trailers are always like as long as 3 to 4 minutes now, and it's so much information where you're just like, why couldn't you just release one, maybe a second trailer and leave it at that? Why are you putting out so much? You're gonna spoil everything, right? And that's why I don't watch those anymore, because it ruins the movie for you. It doesn't matter what it is, it just ruins the movie for you. So here, this is the official trailer for She-Hulk. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give you guys honest opinions, not to be biased or anything like that. I'm gonna give you guys a full honest opinion, and yeah, we're gonna just have a good honest reaction here and see what it is that Marvel brought to the table when it comes down to She-Hulk. So with that said, lovers, let's get to it. Alright, verse, so She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Let's see what this series is gonna do here. Okay, let's see. I don't see her as She-Hulk.
Wow! Jeez, what the hell, man?
Feeling control and the overwhelming feelings of rage.
No! A normal amount of rage!
You do revert back to Gen 4 when you sleep.
Was the air horn really necessary?
For comedy, absolutely.
I mean, at least they admitted it. I'll give them that.
This is a multi-year journey you're about to embark on. Yeah. Who's your best friend?
Nikki.
Spandex. Spandex is your best friend. Being a Hulk asks for balance.
Oh shit! Whoa, what? Is this the same She-Hulk from the last trailer? Where the fuck was this? Where was this? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little intrigued. Let me see what they're doing. I don't want to pause it as much, but I can't help it. This is very surprising.
You have so much more to learn. Yes.
So I'm clearly nailing it at all these things.
If you want to go back to your life as a lawyer, I respect that.
He doesn't mean that.
Did they broke the fourth wall?
More and more eccentric superhumans are coming out of the woodwork. We're going to launch a division for them, and I want the She-Hulk to be the face of it.
Jennifer Wars. Last night.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
Oh.
Yes! Show some attorney stuff! Be She-Hulk!
Representing Emil Bonsky.
I think they care because they're like, hey, that girl's great.
Jen, do your thing.
God, I really like this outfit.
I understand that feeling. I'll give her that.
I'm not proud of this.
This world is one answer to a higher
Of course.
power. Our universe is on the edge of a precipice.
I am a lawyer. We do things by the book.
Oh, the Book of Ashanti.
No, the book of American laws.
Whether you like it or not, you're now a superhero.
Let's do this. You know that friend you had in high school? Who was way cooler than you were, attracted and got all the attention from everyone. Hello.
I think I'm jealous. Is that what I'm feeling?
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, I respect that part. Okay. All right, Verse. So let's talk about it. All right. I'm at a loss for words. Wow. So my thoughts, Verse, on She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Marvel. I am going to start giving some compliments. I have some issues, but I'm going to finally give some compliments because this was the complete opposite of what you gave us from that last shitty ass trailer. So it goes to show that it was the trailer that gave this show the wrong impression. You guys gotta remember something, Verse. First impressions are everything. You know what I mean? And when that first She-Hulk trailer came out, it just wasn't very good. It wasn't. Like, I just don't understand why some people were so defensive about that. Like, I was watching that trailer and I saw nothing that was She-Hulk related. I just saw that this girl was always the nerdy type of girl. You know, they do that in almost every single one of these movies now. There's always a nerdy character, and then once they get powers of some sort, then they become all, like, you know, hot and, like, super attractive, and, like, now they're all tough and shit. And I'm just thinking to myself, why do we keep doing that? I'm not gonna lie, it is somewhat of a repeat, you know? Like, we kind of seen this before, because when I see this actress, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be a great actress. I'm pretty sure she does great with the material she's given. But honestly, when I see her, I don't necessarily see She-Hulk until the CGI comes in. And that's where I'm kind of like, if you're gonna be interpreting a character, you gotta make it believable too, right? Like, not everything has to be like the comics, but that is kind of the point of what you're doing sometimes, you know? Like, even I understand that. It doesn't matter if it's DC or Marvel. When it comes down to She-Hulk in general, here, she is more like She-Hulk, and I respect this trailer for finally showing that. This trailer gave you the complete opposite of what they were showing you. I don't know who the fuck made that trailer, but they did a shitty ass job of interpreting She-Hulk. Because when watching that trailer, all I saw was just She-Hulk just doing women things. Like, that's Like, that's all I saw. Now, don't get me wrong, like, she's a woman, and obviously that, you know, that's what women do. They're about fashion, or they do this and that. You know, she's just doing the lifestyle, and I understand that. But you didn't see any training montage. You didn't see her really being an attorney. You didn't really see her doing what She-Hulk would do in the comics or anything like that. You just kind of saw cringy jokes. You just saw her just trying to look at an iPhone and use an app like she's never seen an iPhone before, even though they've been around for like, what, 10, 15 years at this point? I'm not gonna lie, like, when I was watching that trailer, I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you acting like that, right? It really didn't impress me at all. And here, you see She-Hulk, you know, not understanding what's going on. You see her and Hulk actually being serious. They're training. She's kind of making Hulk look like somewhat of an idiot because, you know, he's getting smacked around. I want to say that he's holding back. I hope he is. And not even that. I do like the fact that they show her as She-Hulk being an attorney. I do like that because that's what I asked for in the last trailer. And when I see it, I'm going to own it. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Show She-Hulk being an attorney because that's what she is. I do like that She-Hulk here is more serious. I do like that. Whether she's in her human form or as She-Hulk, you know, when she's green. I do like what I see here. I really do. Another thing that I do like about this is that it has obviously a more serious tone. Like, you rarely saw a lot of comedy here, in my opinion. I didn't see too much comedy because it was more about her kind of understanding what she is now. And I respect that because I'm just like, see, when you give us a serious tone and leave all that comedy shit out of the way, because we've had enough of that, I can honestly, in a way, have a better perspective of these movies because you can see that they're definitely trying, or a television show at this point. What I like about what they're doing here, and this is ever since I watched the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, is that now they're starting to get rid of that PG aspect and they're trying to go to PG-13, you know what I mean? Or, if possible, maybe rated R. But the only thing here is that in the trailers they censor this stuff. But that's fine. Like, the point is that they're starting to act somewhat like real people in a way. Because there's so many times, in my opinion, when I watch these Marvel movies, you know, these characters, because they're so focused on the comedy aspect, they get a little too loosey-goosey. And then I'm kind of thinking to myself, nah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be too hardcore on these movies, but I just don't see people acting like that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see nobody acting like that. If somebody threw me off a bridge, I'm not gonna be like, whoa, and then be like, that was cool. No, like what She-Hulk did in the end, I'm gonna be like, fuck you. You know, for doing that. That was funny. Now, She-Hulk, like, am I looking forward to it? Maybe. When I saw that first trailer, I was like, I don't care. It looks bad. It just looked bad. Here, my perspective changed. Marvel. Hands, man. Freaking hands. I can give him that. I know people are going to be looking at this, well, it's Marvel. All their stuff's great. No, it is fucking not. No, it is not. Okay? I need people to understand that. Just because something has Marvel on it doesn't mean that it's fucking Shakespeare or that it's Steven Spielberg or that it's just great in general. No, it's not. There are going to be some hit and misses, and that's what people don't understand. And this is something that I just want to talk about just to clarify something, because I gave you guys my opinion of She-Hulk. It looks great. It's much better. It's much more anticipating now because I like what they're showing, especially with some of the cameos that are going to be within the show. But this is just me because it's something that I've had a small conversation about over the past weekend, and I just need to clarify something. I've had certain friends of mine and certain people kind of ask, you know, like, I guess they have this interpretation that I hate Marvel movies. And obviously, you know, they probably assume that because of the fact that, for one, I speak very highly of DC, and two, because of the fact that a lot of the reaction videos that I have done when it comes down to Marvel, like, in a way, bashing them. I guess you could say that's understandable for why you would assume that, but it's not. Let me make something very clear here. I am a critic. I'm someone who loves movies, who doesn't just like to watch movies, but to also be a part of them. I am an actor. I am someone who's learning right now. I'm in college to get my bachelor's to become a full, like, straight up hardworking actor. And when I see movies or shows like this, I want to be honest about them, because when I'm out there and I'm doing my own projects, I want people to be honest with me. I respect honesty. You gotta remember, from an actor's perspective, it's always great to hear that you did a good job and that this is great and that's great. Like, actors love hearing that shit because they're just like, wow, like, I really was good. And I've gotten that feeling a few times too. But you gotta remember, from an actor's perspective, there's times where they're gonna be like, I knew I was great in that, but what did you think I could have worked on? And that's what I do. Me being around actors before, like actual people doing projects, indie, student films, whatever, I know what they're talking about. So that's why I do what I do. And when it comes to Marvel, I do not hate Marvel at all. I'm not a Marvel fan, but I don't hate them. But I will be honest and say that Marvel movies for sure have been going down in general. Why? Because they just feel burned out. They do. Are you gonna look at me and tell me Phase 4 was great? Phase 4 was just as good as Phase 3? You're really gonna tell me that? You're telling me that WandaVision was spectacular? You're gonna tell me that Falcon and the Winter Soldier was spectacular? Loki was alright. Yeah, I'll give it that. Loki was pretty fun. Shang-Chi was alright. You know, it was a little disappointing for me, but it was alright. Obviously, the best one's gonna be Spider-Man. You know, it's Spider-Man. When Spider-Man's involved, they're gonna, like, no holds barred. They're gonna not leak anything. They're not gonna put anything down. It's Spider-Man. So, of course, you know, they're gonna go with him and make sure that his movie is done to the fullest because it's Spider-Man. Like, there's just been a lot of things in Phase 4 that haven't really been that investing. That's it. And the reason why I'm also very honest when it comes down to these trailers and stuff like that is because of the fact that, for one, I used to be in denial about DC when it first started out. When Man of Steel came out, I think that movie is underrated, but I understand that it does have its problems. And I can respect anybody that does see it like that. Batman vs Superman. Oh my god. I do like the movie. I do, especially because, you know, they released the extended version and it helps a lot. But for what it is, it for sure could have been better. A lot better. And when that movie first came out, before the extended version came out, I was in denial about the movie. I was just kind of like, no, it's great. You gotta remember, they did this and they did that. And I remember my friends are hypocrites. I remember my friends, they used to bash on me all the time for my DC movies. They bashed on me for me liking Batman vs Superman. They bashed on me for liking Suicide Squad at the time, even though I didn't think it was that bad. There were worse superhero movies. Superman 4, Supergirl, Captain America from 1980. There's some other superhero movies that I can't think of right now, but like, there were worse superhero movies than Suicide Squad. I didn't think it was that bad. Could have been better, obviously, but it wasn't that bad in my opinion. If anything, you kind of let the theater having a fun time, especially if you're someone who doesn't really know a lot about superhero movies, and I respect that. But yeah, like, it's just, you know, when my friends like act the way how they do, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not calling them out or anything, but it just pisses me off because I'm like, you know what, it's funny because when Marvel was like in their prime, you know, doing the best that they were doing when they were coming out with all these great movies, and DC wasn't, you guys bashed on me a lot. Like, my friends used to tell me DC was dumb, DC sucked, DC was this and that, and I did nothing but tolerate that. And then now that Marvel's getting to the point where they're not terrible, but you can definitely tell that they're starting to get burned out, and this was before the announcements, by the way, of Comic-Con. I'm right here telling them, okay guys, like, yeah, the Marvel movies are fine and the shows are okay, but you can definitely tell it's starting to the vibe is starting to go down a little bit. Like, you can tell they're a little burned out. Maybe they should stop and take a break and then come back. You know, my friends get offended. I have a friend that shuts down every time I tell him something about Marvel. He just goes, no. It's fine. I don't talk about Marvel movies. Why? Because, like, I'm just like, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? Like, have an open mind about things. And by the way, when you critique something, it's because you like it. That's honestly how I see certain things. You critique something because you care about it. If you don't critique anything when they give you something, when it's shit, they're gonna keep giving you shit. That's just how it works. And I don't mean to get too serious about it, but it's just because of the way how my friends see certain things and the way how I see certain things. I know I could be forward about certain things, but at least I'm honest about it. If I see something from DC that's shit, I'm gonna call it shit because it's shit. I don't mean to go into a rant, but like, that's honestly, I'm just getting sick and tired of certain people having a certain perspective of me. Unless you hear me say that I hate Marvel movies, which I do not. But unless you hear me officially say that, don't interpret anything. Don't interpret anything just because you hear me criticize certain things. I could do and be just as hardcore as DC as I can. Trust me. Just because I like Batman vs Superman doesn't mean that I don't know the movie could have been way fucking better. Trust me, I can admit that, no fucking problem. Alright, so don't assume anything, you know what I mean? Now that Marvel is doing things that are actually pretty good, I'm going to praise them. They did a good job with this trailer. I'm actually intrigued to see She-Hulk because it looks better. It does from this interpretation, and I can give them credit for that. So good job, Marvel, on that. And now with that said, verse, if you guys like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification for more content as always. Look forward to the next reaction trailer because the next one I'm going to be reacting to is Black Panther. I really want to watch that trailer. I was waiting a whole day to watch that trailer because I want to know what they're going to do because of Chadwick Boseman, right? So let's see what they brought. I'm hearing a lot of interesting things about it too. So with that said, Loverse, thank you very much for watching. I apologize for the rant, but it's just something I needed to get out of my system, and I needed to wait for the opportunity to do so. So with that said, Loverse, have an awesome day, and thank you for your time. Laters.